Hi everyone, welcome to the Trade and Connectivity 2020 Enterprise Track Workshop Series. Thanks for joining us here today. This session is specifically with the Teckwah team. My name is Heidi. I'm from Enterprise Singapore and I'm part of the TCC 2020 co-organizing team. I'll be your moderator for today's session. So today we have the team from Teckwah who has kindly sponsored one challenge statement for this TCC 2020 series. So Teckwah is a global provider of integrated value chain management solutions with HQ in Singapore, but also operating across 20 countries in Asia Pacific, and together with their strategic partners readily serves packaging and printing and logistic demands in Europe and North America as well. So some admin pointers before the start of each session. So our challenge sponsor will have 15 minutes to share more about their challenge statement, specifically about what are some of the motivation behind the challenge statement, what are the technicalities as well as the desired outcomes. So the next 15 minutes will be spent on the Q&A segment. So I want to encourage all of you to also utilize this Q&A section to ask as many questions as possible in the Q&A tab down below. So feel free, to ask as many questions. So with us today, we have Kelvin from the Teckwah team, who will give a brief introduction about their team, as well as their challenge statement titled Seeking Technologies to Automate Kitting and Packaging Process. So over to you, Kelvin.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelvin from Teckwah, and with me, I have my colleague Patrick from Teckwah as well. So we'll just do a quick introduction of Teckwah, as well as run through the problem statement that we have submitted for the TCC 2020 challenge. Okay, a brief introduction to Teckwah. I think Heidi has shared some earlier. So I'll talk very specifically on the services that we provided. And then we have three key business segments. The first one is actually packaging print. So in this segment, what we do is we go all the way from designing, producing, and kitting our customers' products. So primarily focusing on paper-based packaging. Next, we actually have logistics services as well. So as Heidi mentioned, we have sites in Asia, as well as partners in Europe, as well as partners in the US as well. So we provide aftermarket logistics services like reverse logistics and demand chain logistics services. The last segment, which is relatively new to Teckwah, is a lifestyle segment. So this is very much to do with retail marketing. So we can do large format printing, project management, and marketing campaigns with digital technology that you see out there in the retail spaces. So this is Teckwah in a nutshell. So I'll move on to share about the problem statement that we have submitted. Okay, the problem statement that we have submitted is very much pertaining to the packaging print services that we shared earlier. So drilling it down is actually the turnkey kitting and packing process. So as shared earlier, we do the designing, the sourcing, the manufacturing, assembly, and packaging for our customers. And the area that we really hope to focus on is on the packaging portion. So this turnkey process that we have in our business is in particular, it's a labor-intensive and a manual process. And later when you see the setup, you understand why. So our current turnkey process actually consists of multiple manual steps to cater to many different customers, because the type of items that they want us to assemble for them can vary from food products to software products. And all these different type of products out there in the market, they have many different combinations of the items that's inside them and how to pack it. And each customer's requirement varies very differently. They have stickers, they have labels, they have different items that's inside, and the way that you place them is also a big challenge for us. So again, one of the key things for us is that we have a peak production season as well, where just take for example Christmas, where companies will be launching many products. So at the second half of the year, we tend to have issues where we have to produce a lot of our customers' product for them. And periodic surges. And with that, we really hope to see how we can improve the productivity for this kitting process. So I think the problem statement itself is we are seeking technologies or solutions that can address the following objective. So we would like to share later what are the manual work steps that we have for all these kitting processes, and ultimately what are the solutions out there that we can implement or study to achieve labor productivity, and most importantly to output quality consistency. And because of the different type of activities that we do in the kitting services, the modularity of the proposed solution to cater for the different product configuration is important as well, because what we produce one day and what we produce the other day will be different if the SKU is different. Okay, some information on the kitting line. So one kitting line in our production facility, we are looking at about 16 to 22 staff, depending on the complexity of the product. The line itself can vary between from 10 to 20 meters, again, depending on the different type of activities that needs to be carried out on the line itself. So I'll just share some of the activities on the line. So the forming of the boxes that we produce. So essentially the boxes after production, they are in a flattened form. So we have to form up the boxes. And on the box, and sometimes on the leaflets and CDs, sometimes we have to paste stickers and labels. If you remember all the product stickers that you see out there on retail boxes. And keys or any form of authenticity sticker, like the holographic stickers that you see out there. And along the conveyor belt, you also see activities like our staff kitting in items like CDs, DVDs, printed insert, leaflets, or menus. And at the end of the process, when all the items are inside, we have more staff to seal up the box, and it goes through a shrink wrap or foil wrapping process and also a weighing process. So that's essential one example of how we do the kitting process. So if you look at the picture below, it's based on a conveyor belt system. So you have staff stationed at different parts along the kitting line that does the various activities that we shared above. And to the right side of the slide, you also will see staff doing things like label pasting. So pasting the labels on the leaflets, the menus, sometimes on the boxes itself. All this needs to be very precise because on the leaflets, on the boxes itself, there are specific places that we have to paste these stickers. So the accuracy there is important. And as all these products are done, they are passed along the line, and different operators along the line will have a specific task that they need to do. So along the line, you have different operators that are trained to do forming of boxes, pasting of labels, and putting in the items. And all these activities, the precision, the position of the items, all this needs to be carefully done, because the last thing you want to do is, for example, put 2 leaflets into a box, or you forget to put a CD into the box, or you forget to put in a leaflet or a menu. So all this will actually go down the line and ensure that whatever items that we place in is based on our work instruction. And at the end of the line, there will be a weighing process to try to catch if there's something missing. For example, if a CD is missing, the box will be lighter than usual. So that's essentially our kitting line. So just to share a bit more on some of the kitting items that we have done. The type of boxes and folders that we have are mostly paper-based. So you have the standard software boxes that you see out there in the market. And now sometimes we also do see paper-based kind of folder where it's just a folder that opens up, and inside you will find a simple leaflet, DVD itself, or sometimes even just a leaflet with the CD key. And for the label portion, it actually comes in 2 forms. Labels can come in sheet form, as you see in the top center picture. So it requires operator to peel off the label one by one and paste it on the specific location. Or the label can actually come in roll form in the second picture. So where you see the label will have to be peeled off again. So the different methods of application will be different, but for human, because the flexibility is there for them to either deal with a sheet form or roll form. And for instruction leaflets and manuals, these are relatively more straightforward. They are produced beforehand and issued to the operators. So they just have to follow the work instruction to place all these items into the box itself. And then shared all these items, once placed into the box, it reach the end, the operator will seal up the box, and then all these will be packed and ready for shipment. So essentially that is our problem statement, but you can see from the picture above that is a relatively manual process. And when it comes to peak production season, we do have trouble keeping up with demands if we are unable to find enough operators. Sometimes we have to ensure that the output that we commit to our customers, we have to meet the number. So whatever solutions or technologies that we are looking out there, we are looking to be able to help us to improve the productivity and most importantly, to ensure the consistency of the product that we produce. So no items can be missing, the stickers have to be placed in the exact position, and so forth. Right, that's the end of my sharing. So I would like to see if there's any questions on our problem statement.
Thanks, Kelvin. Once again, I'd like to encourage participants in joining us here today to feel free to click on the Q&A tab down below to ask Kelvin and team any questions that you potentially have for them. Okay, we have a question coming in. So Kelvin, are there any specific types of solutions you are looking at?
For specific type of solutions, for us, essentially, we did explore certain forms of automation. So like box forming, sticker pasting, we know that there are some automated solutions out there. Most of the time, the issues that we face is that I will just share an example on sticker pasting. So sticker pasting, we have certain machineries out there that can help you paste the sticker if it's in a raw form. But as I shared, we also have stickers that are in sheet form. So sometimes some of the solutions that we look at are not suitable because they only address part of our issue. So, and if I talk about the sticker application again, we're just talking about one activity on the line itself. So if you talk about a specific type of solution, we are really looking to have a more holistic solution that addresses all the different activities if possible, which is why I think earlier we also talked about the modularity, which gives us the flexibility if possible to rearrange the line in the type of product that we need to manufacture so that we have that flexibility.
Okay, so what does success then, what is a successful solution in your definition then?
The successful solution, I would say, is that it can help us to automate as much of the processes that we shared above, and it has the flexibility to be reorganized or redesigned to fit our different type of products.
Okay, and we have a question here from a member of the audience. How many different types of items do you have, and how do they vary in terms of, let's say, their sizes and their thickness?
The different type of items, those that we have shared earlier, are the most common type of items that we are kitting for our customers. In terms of the sizes and thickness, it really varies because we do have a lot of different type of items. If I talk about the number of SKUs, we are talking about thousands for the different configuration that we have out there in the market. Which is why I think this probably is going to be difficult. We can share the most common type of items, but I would say most of them are not giant products. You're really looking at products that are more in the retail space. So if you look at what you see in the IT stores, what you see in the boxes, those are usually the type of product and the sizes that we are looking to handle.
Okay. So it's more of the IT stores then?
Yes.
Okay. If anybody else have any other questions, feel free to utilize the Q&A tab down below. I believe both Patrick and Kelvin are more than happy to take on any questions that you have. If there are no any further questions, you can also redirect your questions to our email address at tcc2020@enterprisesg.gov.sg, and it will redirect to Kelvin and team, who will be more than happy to address your questions should you have any. I think at this point in time, if there are no further other questions, Perhaps Kelvin and Patrick, do you have any closing remarks that you'd like to share with the attendees that are here today?
Okay, I'll go first. So for the closing remark, ultimately we are really looking at solutions that can help us to automate this kitting process. And I think as much as we like to automate the whole line, we are also open to looking at solutions that can automate part of the lines. Some of the key activities like box forming, placing of items, or label pasting on the various type of stickers. So we are not constrained to say that the solution has to automate the entire line. So I think we also want the flexibility to say that any form of productivity improvement that we can have on this particular activity, we're interested to look at.
Productivity, especially during this COVID period, is crucial in order for companies like Teckwah and many others out there to actually be agile and adapt to the situation as well. Patrick, do you have any other closing remarks that you'd like to represent your team in sharing with the attendees with us here today?
Yeah, maybe I should give a word. As what Kelvin said, we are open for all kind of solutions. That which is just now we were saying that we are not particular in any type of solution we are looking at.
Okay, so startups and solution providers with us here today, feel free to submit your proposals. I believe Teckwah and team are keen to look at any suggested proposals, and they will definitely be able to work closely with you to refine it so as to address the challenge statement